Welcome back, everyone. My name is Mong Zhang.
And I'm Nevin, and let's continue our late night talks.
All right. Welcome back to our second episode of the Late Night Talks. And today we have our guest, Benjamin Domingo, or BJ. Physician or physical therapist.
And a gym or fitness connoisseur.
And then also a
buff guy.
Yes, buff guy.
I appreciate
the
that
muscle
part.
guy.
Appreciate that part.
Well, yeah. So Ben, give the audience a little bit of your introductions.
Sure.
And
sure.
we'll start off with there.
All right. Well, my name is. You gotta get the whole name. The whole name is the good part. It's Benjamin Miguel Domingo the Third. All right. The whole thing. That's why it gets the ladies. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. So where's the J part? From the nickname.
So you heard my name, Benjamin Miguel Domingo the Third, right?
Yep.
So my grandpa, he was Benjamin.
Yep.
My dad is Ben. So they were running out of names.
Oh,
So they named me after the yellow dinosaur and Barney, and they went with BJ. And it's a common Filipino thing to just do it J.
Yes.
Like
yes.
RJ,
Uh-huh.
AJ.
AJ.
Yeah. So they went with BJ.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
AJ Raphael. The
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
Damn, that's right. And that's
Yeah.
I forgot we were supposed to say that, but yeah, Ben's Filipino as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm Filipino, and I'm from Hawaii.
Yeah.
Moved to Minnesota when I was super young. We moved to Burnsville around when I was one, so super young. And then we moved over to Rosemount, the suburbs, when I was around 5'4". And then I was kind of raised there. Then I met y'all at Augsburg, 2019, and here we are. I went to school for exercise science. I currently work at a physical therapy clinic. I got my certification in personal training, and currently, we'll probably get into it later, but I'm thinking about doing a 180 on my career.
Oh, yeah,
So-
well,
Yeah,
definitely
me and
into
Ben
it,
were
yeah.
talking about that too at the tattoo place, and he was saying a lot how he wants to change his career.
yeah.
I couldn't. I feel so bad, but I couldn't have gone because I had to go change my tires that day.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, at Costco. Shout out to
Yeah.
Costco sponsors.
Ben really wanted you there.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to go. I mean, I'm sure you heard, you listened to our last or our old episodes about tattoos and stuff. I think I am planning to get a tattoo, but in the future.
Yeah.
In the future.
Sure.
Yeah.
But speaking of tattoos, since you guys went to the tattoo convention or that place, right? Why don't you show us your tattoo that you got? I saw you and you showed that to me. But I held out.
So I got.
show that tricep too.
I know. When I was getting the tattoo, the dude said, you got kind of a tricep, so it's kind of hard. And that, my ego. This one is just like a little tarot card with some flowers around it. It's got two skulls on it, and it's called the Lovers. And I'm going with a theme for all my tattoos. I got another one on my collarbone. It's just like a little kiss mark.
You see that, ladies? You see that?
Did someone give you a kiss there?
Yeah.
It's really funny. And so the not the only reason I got it, but one of the reasons I got it, because in high school, I did a lot of sports, so I had to wear so I did track, I did wrestling. You always wore those kind of super tight I forgot
Tracksuits?
Yeah, like tracksuits pretty much. And I forgot that I had a bunch of hickeys on my chest one time, and I was like, people aren't gonna notice. And so we're running track, and my coach goes, Ben, come here. I was like, oh shit. And then he's like, what is all that? And I was like, it's nothing, coach. He's like, oh, there's a bunch of hickeys. And he pulls my shirt and he goes, are you a hickey boy? and then all the kids on my track team was like, ha, hickey boy. And I was like, oh shit. So that's one of the reasons. It's I get a bunch. It's a popular area.
Wow.
So
I see.
Okay.
I see.
Well,
Damn.
what's the next tattoo? Where's it gonna be at? Your chest? Your arms?
I think initially I wanted to do a lot more like my chest and stuff, but I think I'm at a stage in my life right now where I want to be a little showy. So I want to do the ones where I want like on my arms, and then go back to like my chest and my torso, and work on those. I think the ones on my arms are mainly for vanity, if I'm gonna be honest. So.
I think I've been really into like the arm sleeve.
Yeah.
Yeah, the arm sleeve.
I think
like that's it.
What we need to do first is to be more in shape, like Ben, and then we could get a sleeve so it looks cooler, you know, and way better.
Or you could bulk up, get the sleeve tattoo, and then
that too. Cut. I mean, whatever works, but you know. So yeah, since Ben is the muscle guy, so what days do you work out?
So right now, my current schedule is I do 6 days a week, and I try to keep it all at home, in my little small 1,000 square foot apartment.
Oh, okay. So wait, so you don't go to the gym?
No.
You have like your home built gym?
Yeah, I got my weights, and then I do mainly calisthenics.
Okay.
So it's just something I've been doing since like beginning of high school. So it's something I'm familiar with, and I don't know. I just enjoy it. Plus, I think you were there. Both of you were there. I injured my hip in college.
Oh yeah.
And so I don't like going to the gym anymore. So now I'm really focusing on a lot more of my mobility. And stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess a question I had is, what's your current goal for your fitness?
Yeah, so I've got a couple of goals. My main just overarching goal now has switched from in high school. It used to be a bunch of sports, and then like right in college when I was doing track. Now it's honestly just getting to a point where I feel healthy, and I am getting to that. I'm not saying I'm super old, but I'm surrounded by a bunch of people getting married and get kids, right? And I got nieces and nephews. So I want to be able to, I want to be able to catch up with my nieces and nephews. I want to be able to carry my own kids when I got kids. So a lot of like functional, training as I get older, because, I already got a lot of health conditions and stuff. My parents got a lot of health conditions. So I just want to be healthy and fit and have fun.
So like you also want to be a personal trainer too, right?
I do, yeah. Part-time. It not like my full-time anymore. I did want to be full-time, but now I just want to do part-time.
Okay. I mean, I think you match like the criteria of the, like you're on the Instagram like coach.
And he's certified. Like you're certified, right?
He's
certified too. Yep. So guys, hit him up. He's the guy you want to go to.
I think like the thing that I try to do differently and why I don't want to do it full time is I don't like the whole atmosphere of the personal training environment. Everywhere I applied to was like, oh, are you comfortable with selling? Are you comfortable with selling yourself and stuff? And that was fine, right? It feels so fake, like I'm talking to these other personal trainers. There was one that I really liked. He was just down to earth, real. But unfortunately, at the time I wanted full time, so I rejected his offer. Which now that looking back, but I don't like the idea of being like, oh, you got to get in shape, you got to have a certain body type. I want you to buy my program. I want you. It feels so inauthentic, and something I've been trying to discover myself lately is being more authentic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to have like your own business, basically, like just have people come to you and just sign up and train with you.
Kind of, yeah. I want to bring back the fun in all of it, like, and we see a lot of people that want to work out and stuff and want a specific body type in mind. I think I personally think that's like super toxic. I have been going through that a lot and be like, man, I feel like I'm not buff enough, I'm not skinny enough, I'm blah blah blah. I don't want anyone else to go through that, right? I just want you to feel healthy. I want you to be having fun with what you're doing, because otherwise you're going to be thinking about it the rest of your life, and I don't want that for people.
Yeah, that's very true too. I mean, Nevin, we both still work out, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to go back because of after New Year's and Christmas, man, I couldn't go back anymore. And I just started going back last week. And then I went on Monday and Tuesday, but it was so busy because of the, New Year's resolution for everybody.
Right.
And yeah, I'm just trying to go whenever I can, to be honest, on the weekends, whatever, on the weekday for me.
Yeah, I've been working out, I will say, consistently. Sure. I think now I've changed it up. So if you like listen to the one where we're talking about our workout program or like a routine, I changed it up where I think I'm just focusing on building my chest. Sure. I feel like that's the most underdeveloped for me. 3 days a week of chest, and then the other days are just cardio and doing the other muscles.
Sure.
Never skip leg day. Okay.
Yeah.
Hong Jung's legs are strong, dude. He's strong.
Really?
I'm so weak now. It's so weak now.
I don't believe it.
No, I went back to squatting, just the Smith machines. I can only do 135.
No, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. This dude was hitting 315 pretty
wow.
easy.
That was like back.
Wait, wasn't that when we were doing your
we're doing
project?
Your program.
Yeah. For college, we all did my program.
I forgot I did that too.
We did Ben's program, and it helped us a lot.
Yeah, a lot of people's every single person's numbers increased.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
But yeah, I haven't did legs in a while because it's so busy there. So I've been been using the other machines, and I've been just trying to get whatever I can.
Yeah.
So kind of segueing into, like the gym and working out and fitness and stuff. How do you feel about, you've scrolled through TikTok or the Reels. I'm sure we both have too. And, you've seen like the videos of a lot of, I would say more of female trainers or people or female gym goers, and they're recording themselves. And then they record, and like in the back you see someone staring at them, and they're like, they put like the subtext of like, oh my god, when people stare at me, and or like people are trying to sexualize my outfit, how do you feel about that, and how do you feel about people recording at the gym?
It could be like any of these influencers who like record themselves, and then people walk past the camera, and then the person gets mad, and it's like, what the heck, like it's a gym, come on. So how do you feel about that?
Oh, sorry. And also like just in general, just recording at the gym.
Yeah. That's really funny. I see those posts all the time, and that's kind of why I personally don't like being at the gym, right? Because ultimately the gym is a public space. Multiple people use it. You're not the only one. It's a shared space. As like trainers as opposed to like influencers, I feel like a lot of trainers at least understand that a lot of people are going to be watching, a lot of people are blah blah blah, but I feel like a lot of those influencers that come in, they pay money, they feel a little entitled to the space. I think that you have to acknowledge, and you also have to read up on the policy. A lot of gyms have different policies depending on recording. Some places are a lot more lax, right? Like the gyms where you see people shirtless and stuff, like those ones are typically a little bit more lax. The ones like your average Anytime Fitness or your LA Fitness or something, the ones around nearby, they're a little less like willing. So it's all on the culture. It's all on where you specifically are. I think just in general, if I had like my own gym, let's say, I think totally fine, record. Women have their own, they have the right to say, oh, I feel like I'm uncomfortable in this space, blah, blah, blah. I do think that, I have to sympathize with guys sometimes, right? Sometimes your eyes, you're not looking, right? Yep. You're just kind of like looking around or something. And sometimes you're not thinking, and sometimes you just look, and then you're like, and then you get caught, and then you look like you're lacking. And it's like, I didn't mean to do that. I do that all the time. Yeah. Like, right. Like I'm not looking at anything. My brain is just turned off, and I just want to like look around.
And you're listening to music too. And it's like, you're in that mode of just working out.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So, but again, if they feel uncomfortable, they have every right to feel uncomfortable. That's not, you still got to take accountability for where your eyes are going. Yeah. But the intent is never there. I think if you, the number one thing I've been figuring out just like in general in life lately is if no one tells you that they're uncomfortable, you never know, right? Yeah. If you're not trying to make people uncomfortable, you'll never know. So that's kind of my point of view on that right now. And then when you were saying like people getting mad, no, again, it's a public space. Don't get mad. What you're recording, expect people to walk in front of you. It doesn't matter, dude. I hate every time we went to the gym and we heard like those super loud people throwing weights around. God, they made me so mad. It's like you're not in that kind of space. You're in a college gym. You know, it's so.
Yeah, I also do. I think it's pretty funny. I think, especially when I watch the bodybuilder Joey Swole. I'm sure you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen it. And I'm scrolling, and he's like, the first clips he shows, he was like, "Be better." I just think that's so funny. And I think it kind of just shows that more of the people who are in the culture of recording themselves, or they're like the fitness trainers and all that stuff, they're like, like if you look at people, it's fine. If you record, like, you just have to be aware of people around you and stuff too.
I definitely think there's a certain group. I feel like the ones that a lot of us watch, they're usually chill, but it's the super popular ones that like teenagers watch or like kids watch that are kind of toxic. I feel like those ones are just like, oh, what are you doing? They're doing it for clout. They're doing it for reactions. And it's just like, come on. You don't have to do all that.
I agree. Yeah,
there was one video I saw where I think one of the trainer, he was accused of staring at this other person, gym goer, and then I think he almost got fired, but then I think he fought back and they figured it out, and I think the one recording was in the wrong.
Yeah, so I hope I don't end up on TikTok to, being accused of anything, because I'm in my mode of just focusing on myself and working out.
Well, I think, aside from the like gym and being fitness and all that stuff, how is it like to be Filipino in Minnesota, and as an Asian American too? And
I barely see Filipinos in Minnesota.
I agree. And like, how is it being Filipino versus, seeing other dominant Asian groups like Hmong or Chinese or Japanese and, other dominant Asian races?
And you grew up in more of the suburbs area, like not around St. Paul.
Rosemount area.
So how was it like?
Yeah, I will say it's... So growing up, for sure, not a lot of Filipinos. You see, but when you do see a bunch of Filipinos, it's kind of obvious. I feel like the Filipino accent is pretty prominent in a lot of people, and we are a very proud ethnicity. And so it's really quick to connect with other Filipinos in Minnesota. Just because they'll immediately ask, they'll hear your name, or they see your facial features, because we look and our names are a bit more Hispanic, and it's fun, but at the same time it's definitely a lot more secluding. Especially I lived in a predominantly white institution, but predominantly white suburbs, so I was like one of the only 3 Asian kids, and then in Rosemount there was actually a little bit of Filipino culture, and y'all knew my roommate in college was Filipino. So I'm surprised with how many Filipinos I've seen in Minnesota. I feel like we just attract each other. So, but sometimes I do wish that there was more of a Filipino culture, like in California and Hawaii, just because it'd be nice to connect with people a little bit more. But I am actually really thankful of not, because I'm able to connect with other cultures, right? Like Vietnamese culture is super popular here. They're not popular, but there's a big population of the Vietnamese people here in Minnesota, big Hmong population, and so I'm able to learn different cultures more than just my own, and I think that's super cool.
Well, I guess other than just more on the culture, I guess, do you speak what is it, Tagalog?
Yeah, Tagalog.
But there's there's different languages in Philippines.
Dialects.
Right? Dialects dialects, not languages? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like another language.
Yeah.
There's so my parents speak Tagalog and Ilocano, and those are the two. I don't speak much at all. I know just a couple words, the words that are close to Spanish words I know a lot of because I took Spanish. Yeah, so I really don't know a lot. Like I'll understand some stuff when my parents are talking to me, but I don't know what they're saying. Like I know what they're like telling me, but I don't know the words.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So wait, is it pronounced? How do you pronounce it again?
Tagalog.
Yeah.
Tagalog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I said Tagalog.
Yeah. Tagalog.
I apologize. Yeah, I apologize.
No, that's exactly what everyone says. Yeah.
Okay.
So, they pronounce it like Tagalog.
Yeah.
And then when you guys speak Tagalog, it's like some Spanish in there too, right?
Yeah, there's some.
Or Tagalog. My bad.
There's some words that are like similar to Spanish. It's super funny because there's like a lot of people that speak Spanish. I'm like, oh yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, I know some of the words you're saying but they're not exactly the same. They're slightly different. Like como esta in Spanish, ours is como esta, right? So it's like a lot of our words are just smushed together. Or like we have a food called pan de sal.
Yeah.
And again, it's just a word that's smushed together as opposed to like separating the words. Pan de sal in Spanish is like bread of salt. Ours is just one word.
Okay.
Yeah. So
is there some Japanese words in there too?
I am not too sure. I know that like Japan, in World War II, there was like some Japanese. I can't think of the word.
Colonization.
Influence.
Yeah, something. Not like I don't know if it was colonized or not. I think they were. Philippines was colonized by Japan. But it's really funny because my mom will say a lot of Japanese swear words.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. And I didn't know that's what they were, but she was like, "Don't say that." And I don't know which. Like that's the other thing. I don't know. So I'm Filipino and Hawaiian.
Yeah.
I don't know which words are Filipino, Hawaiian, or like Japanese or Spanish. They're all just words to me.
A collection of or a bundle of words that you have.
Yeah. So like the Japanese swear words, I don't know if they're Japanese or Filipino.
Oh,
you're right.
Yeah.
All right, Ben. Since you're a single man, do you still go out and party?
A little bit, yeah. I try to. Lately, I've been going to bars. I've been going to clubs and just random places. The last girl that I dated, I picked up at a McDonald's. So.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
I think you gotta explain that story now.
I feel like I tell the story like all the time, but I don't know.
I mean, I haven't heard of it.
I haven't heard of it too.
Oh, I feel like I told.
No, you didn't tell me.
Well, I think I told you of the person, but I didn't tell you how I. So
okay.
So I don't know if you heard, but last year, so I've dated a couple people since I broke up with my long-term girlfriend.
Yeah.
But last summer, I dated this Latina girl.
Okay.
I saw let me set the scene. It's after work. I wanted to get some McDonald's, and I told my coworkers, I was like, "Yo, today I'm going to get a girl's number at this McDonald's." I was like, no matter, I'm picking someone's number. So I go to the McDonald's, I scan the scene. I was hoping to get like one of the cash register, the cashiers.
Yeah.
But to me, none of them were checked in.
Yeah.
And so I scan the scene, and I look around in the seats, and I see this woman with like two little boys sitting next to her. I assume that are her brothers, and she's wearing scrubs. I'm like, all right, scrubs. So she's probably at least 18, right? Because I think we're at this age where it can be a little iffy if someone's like 18 or 25. And so I'm like, she's 18. Like she's got to at least be 18.
Yeah.
And so I grab
of legal age.
Of legal age, right?
Yes.
And I don't know if you'll know, but I date like mainly like older women. So I was like, I hope she's at least older than me, or I hope she's at least my age. So I'm looking around. I grab my food. I kind of like hang back a little bit to see if she's looking at me, and like I'm looking at her. I'm looking at my phone, looking back at her, seeing if she's like we're doing some eye contact or something. I'm like, all right. I said I was gonna get a girl's number. I'm gonna go get this girl's number.
Yeah.
So I go up to her. I introduce myself. And the other thing too, with how I've been dating, is I learned. I saw it on TikTok. I learned that it's called the cold approach. I literally just go up to women and go, "Hey, I think you're really pretty. I was hoping I could get your name and number and we could talk more." So that's what I do with this girl. And
you know what we call that? The Rizzler.
Yeah, you're right. Ben the Rizzler. Yeah.
Dude, it's an effective method. Yeah. It's just you gotta come up to them with confidence and be like, hey,
yeah,
I think you're pretty. And if they reject you, take it with stride. Like,
just be honest and confident, and they might just give you their number.
Exactly.
That's true.
Yeah. But then I tried that, got her number, hit it off pretty quick, texted her later, and I'm texting her. I'm like, so I can assume those two kids that you were with were your brothers. She goes, oh no, one's my cousin and the other one is my son.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, so how old are you? And she's like, oh, I'm 24. I'm like,
which is your age.
Yeah, that's my age. Yeah. That's my age. She's older than me. I think she's
a couple months.
25 now. I'm 24 now. But yeah, so there's that. And that's how I met what the group chat likes to call a MILF.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Okay, so then so how long did you guys date for?
We dated for a month, and then we kept talking for about 3 months, and then we stopped talking November.
So what was the reason? You guys just didn't click?
What's really funny was I sensed that it wasn't gonna click, so I cut it off actually like after our first date.
Okay.
But then she texted me and called me back like a week later and goes, hey, I know you're wrong. I feel like I made a bad impression. And then, because I actually really liked her. I just felt like there was too many things, like too many red flags for the both of us that I didn't think we were going to work. But I really liked her. And so then I was like, okay, well, let's go on a date. This date is a road trip 2 hours away from where we both live to the middle of nowhere. So, the first day we went on was also to the middle of nowhere. like a 2-hour trip to this farm to hang out with her friends.
What the?
And her son too, or just you two?
The first one, so the first one it was a long day.
Okay.
We went to St. Paul with her son, and the first thing the son does is, who's this guy? And then the mom's like, oh, he's my friend. He's my friend. And then he holds my hand.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so I look like this kid's dad. And I'm like, this is a lot for me right now. But I hung out with the kid a lot actually, and I hung out with the girl a lot through the first for the whole month that we were physically dating. And so I got attached to both of them. And kind of like a month in, she kind of just stopped saying stopped replying to my text. I was like, oh, hey, what's going on? And she's like, oh, I don't feel like we're connecting. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, but I at that point I got attached.
Yeah.
Right. And so I kind of kept bothering her. And then at some point, by November, she just kind of ghosted me. And I was like,
yeah,
I simped too hard.
And this is what I told Ben when we went to the tattoo event. When he told me about this, I said, you didn't lose her. She lost you.
Yeah, true.
She lost
the Rizzler.
She lost you, man.
No more to her.
Honestly, dude, this is the first woman I feel like out-rizzed me, dude.
Damn.
Actually, she took the lead on stuff. She grabbed my face. She grabbed my hand and stuff. She out-rizzed me. She was like, I tell a lot of my friends and I tell a lot of my coworkers the story way too much, and they're like, dude, the Mexican girls are toxic, bro. And I was like,
So then what's next, huh? Are you on the the dating apps at all?
No, I'm sticking to meeting in person. I refuse to go on the dating apps.
Keeping it old school, huh?
Keep it old school. Have you tried it?
I almost did. I thought about it. I created an account, but I never saved it. So I don't want to go through that. I like meeting in person.
So are you looking for love right now, or are you just just
you want to keep being the Rizzler?
Yeah.
I think after this woman broke my heart, I am now going to revert to being toxic.
Wow.
He's gonna keep being the Rizzler.
Oh wow. Okay.
No. If I'm being for real, I am looking for love.
You hear that, ladies? Right here.
What's his name? Ben.
Ben Domingo.
What's his nickname? The Rizzler.
The BJ the Rizzler.
I told another girl that we were drunk, And she laughed her ass off. I was like, oh yeah, my nickname was BJ. She kept laughing. I was like, I shouldn't have said that.
Did you look at her and say, so you want to give me some?
Oh my god!
I'm just kidding. No, I still try to be a little bit of a gentleman.
Right.
Oh wait. Yeah, wait. BD. Are you half Filipino?
I mean, maybe. I am white on the inside and yellow on the outside.
Well, I just thought, because, Ben's nickname is BJ, so I thought you might have some Filipino in you. Continue.
But, so, you go to parties or clubs, bars. How is it now since you're like 24 and going to bars and clubs like that? How is it in this day of age for you?
For me, I think as I'm kind of discovering myself a little bit, I think specifically the club scene isn't for me. I kind of like the bar scene, like those dive bars, kind of. They're
like a brewery, basically.
Not like a brewery, kind of like the one, like sports bars.
Like
those smaller kinds where you can still talk to people, but it's still loud enough to drown out, some of the excess noise.
I see.
When was the last time you went to like a club or like a party place? I don't know.
A club probably a while ago now. I went. Oh my gosh! I think the last time I went to a club was in October.
Let me guess. Hmong House.
I remember when I saw you there. I was so surprised.
Nevin told me you went to Hmong House, and I was like, "You went to Hmong House?"
Yeah, and it was with that girl too, and I was like, "Oh, I thought you two were having a thing."
I was so surprised you went to Hmong House. That was like the least place that I would expect you to have gone. But,
wait, where did you go to in October then?
Yeah. The Hmong House.
Oh, you really?
Yeah.
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah.
What was going? Oh, the Halloween.
Yeah, the Halloween thing. I was a cowboy.
I think I was gonna go there, but I think we went somewhere else. I forgot. I think it was Myth.
Oh yeah. I was gonna go to that. I was just too tired by that point.
Yeah, it was expensive. It was okay. It wasn't that popping like last year, 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I almost went to that too. Our other friend group went.
Yeah,
Ethan and Nick and not Nick, but Ethan and
Evan and them.
I'd love to see Nick in Hmong House.
You're right. We gotta invite him out someday.
I would say compared to like since you're 24, right? This is what I wanted to ask too was, is it fun? Is it more fun now, or was it way more fun when you just turned 21?
During college.
Yeah, during college.
Or before that, or a little bit after that.
When I was like partying a lot when I was 20, I know it's not that long ago, but like when I was 23, it was fun for sure. At 24, I feel like everyone in general is just not really into clubbing right now, or maybe it's just the people I'm hanging out with. I feel like people are a little clubbed out. I would like to, but I just think that my personal personality is just a little bit like, I think I'm a really high energy person, but I think clubs, at least the ones I've been to, are a different kind of energy. Like, I'm not super all up in your face. I'm not like I'm a shit dancer. So I'm pretty awkward in that.
I think you got to go with the right people. That's it.
Yeah.
That too.
And then you'll probably have more fun too.
I think so. Yeah.
I think
You go to the club, let me know. I'll come by.
Honestly, I don't think there's any good clubs here in Minnesota anymore.
I agree.
I mean, unless you want to go to the Hmong places, Hmong bars. Yeah.
Because I know that Myth, when they have events, that's the only place where I could think of for clubs. I mean, other than like downtown Minneapolis, like Gay 90s.
That's pretty dead now, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true. I've never been to Gay 90s, but
don't.
No. Okay.
Well, I mean, the reason why I say don't is because it's not how it was back then. I think it was because we were still in college and everybody, especially all the younger people, went. Mm-hmm. And then now I think it's just no one goes there anymore.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or it might be just popping on the weekends, but you never know.
And then Hmong House, that's where everyone goes. Mm-hmm. And then
Far
East is like kind of.
Far East is all right. And Unison, CNC.
Cup and cheers. I feel like that's.
I think that's like a chill. It's like a sports.
Oh. I've been to at your politics thing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Shit.
I completely forgot. I completely forgot. But yeah, and so I feel like cup and cheers is more like the sports where you kind of sit down, get a talk,
and to eat.
Yeah, and then unison, that's like a mix, sports /
because it's separated too. Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess because you listen to our podcast, and we're thinking a lot about just random questions or things that just comes into our mind, right? If you could have any skill to learn, obtain, or just have like by a blink of an eye, what would it be? Like it could be fighting skill, language.
Yeah, anything.
You can sleep on the dot. I know that like a skill that a lot of people will like to learn is like just languages. What would be yours?
That's really funny because it would be languages. At this moment, it would be languages. I feel like a lot of the jobs I've had, learning multiple languages on like that, super helpful. Like right now, because I speak a little bit of Spanish, I can help some of the Spanish patients that come in our clinic, but I don't speak enough of it to like really help them. I know numbers. I know how to say stuff like, what's your name? The basics, to get them checked in, to get them back to their appointment. But anything else, like to actually treat them, I need an interpreter. Or like, the other patients that come in, like Vietnamese or Somali patients, we get like a ton of people that need different languages. And so something I wanted to learn this upcoming year and the next couple of years, as I want to learn Spanish, I want to learn Tagalog, and I want to learn more Hawaiian. It's called Pidgin.
Yeah,
Pidgin English. Yep. It's that one's just like a mix of a bunch of different languages. It's not really it's not like a language, but I wouldn't call it slang. It's like its own thing.
Yeah, when I worked at my other job, there was a lot of Spanish speaking clients. And like I had to like just use all the skills I learned from high school. And then I just tried my best. And there was another coworker of mine. She also spoke like perfectly Spanish, so she did most of that, and I kind of learned some stuff from her too. And I would also like to obtain the skill of to learn or to know all the languages. And like those YouTubers that like go up to people and speak their language. They speak like Mandarin and like any Asian language and Spanish and other stuff.
You want to be like that?
I want to be like, hey, hi, and then just communicate, just have a conversation. That'd be fun.
I think for me it would have to be. Dang, this is even though I thought about this, I like this question, I didn't think about the answer. I think that it would have to be like being as flexible as I can be. I think that's one of the things that I've tried to work on, especially at the gym, where like at the end of each session I would stretch.
You want to be flexible so you could just do this or something?
No, well, it's not in that type of way. But
you want to be fit.
Yeah, like it's for like being as fit.
Okay.
Because I know that as you get older, right, your joints and a lot of your muscles, they are like really tense, or because a lot of older folks, they don't really use a lot of their other muscles, right? It becomes either really stiff or they get joint pains and all that stuff. And I don't want to have that in the future. So I'm like, I think if I start now, it'll benefit for later, right? So I think being as having flexibility, that's what I would want.
Okay.
But no, I don't want to be like those dancers, right?
He's just doing the splits in the corner of the gym.
Right. I would also like to like just know physics really well, astrophysics, just way smarter. That'd be cool.
You were pretty flexible back then, right? When you
danced. God, like I said,
I think you were able to do the splits, right?
Like I said in the other episodes, this is gonna be another conversation with other guests. So stay tuned.
But any other skills that you would, other than language? Yeah.
I in my journey to be more masculine this year, another skill I really want to, and something I've been like talking to other people about, is I really want to get into cars. So I want the skill to just. You ever what's that one movie where
Fast
the
and
guy?
Furious?
I don't know.
Family.
There's like this movie. Guy sees a car. He just like knows everything that goes on in the car. He's like, I know how to fix this or something. You know?
I don't know.
I feel like
Is it
there's a
old?
movie. I feel like it's like 2000s kind of movie.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
might just be
No.
making this up.
But you want to be able to like have
Ju-
that knowledge.
Just know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or connect to the car with
Yeah.
my mind. And be
Oh,
like,
look
I
at this engine. This engine does this.
yeah,
You know?
this is
You
the
see
part
my-
I need.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, like when I drive it, I'm just like I'm connected to the car.
Okay, Vin Diesel.
He's gonna pull up family.
Yeah.
Dang, I gotta go bald. Oh. You know, I've been thinking about. I don't know. I'm really trying to figure out my haircut right now. Part of me kind of wants to go back to like the kind of buzz cut I got.
I think you should.
College.
Yeah.
Really, buzz cut.
I think I like the haircut on you better. I mean, this hair, your longer hair is cool too, but I don't know. So it's up to you.
I don't know. I just feel like a little bit long. Like that's the thing. I want to go back to it, but I think I just look better with longer hair, and that's like my thing. I'm trying to find like an in between, you know, where like I could get something shorter and I don't have to manage, but also something that actually looks.
Did
good.
you put on hairspray today?
I put some product in there
All
today.
right,
Yeah.
I think Ben should go with the long hair. I know
Long
you want.
hair?
I know you want to go with the buzz cut, but I think long hair. We've seen Ben with long hair, and I think
That's true.
long hair just works better.
Did you see me when I grew it out like a
I
lot?
think I remember in college, right?
After college, I grew it out this
college?
last year.
I don't know.
I don't remember. Well, was it when you tried to do the split or?
It was like long. It was like
Oh.
longer hair. Yeah. It wasn't like to like my shoulders or anything, but it was like the back of my hair and the sides of my hair were long.
Dang.
So
Yeah.
I'll show y'all another time.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you grow it out, right?
Yes. Yes.
Have you thought about trying to get the wolf cut?
That's
Like,
that's
that's-
what
the wolf
I was
cut?
going for.
What's
you
that?
don't, you don't know the wolf cut?
No, what is
so
that?
the wolf cut is pretty much you grow your hair, right? And then basically like our cameraman behind
Oh, like Theo Von.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Asian version of the mullet.
The hillbilly
Well,
looking.
Theo Von had a mullet though, or has it? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But
yeah.
but the thing is I think the wolf cut is kind of like a half mullet where you kind of fade the side a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit, but then you still leave some, but then you still like kind of shave it down.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you cut. I think the back of the hair isn't cut as much, but you do save some length. And then the front of your head here, it's long, but then you basically have your hair down to here, and it's still like wavy.
I'm surprised that haircut's popular, and especially the split hair for Asians is coming back.
Well,
Oh my
I think
gosh.
it's past now. It
is.
No, it's still
past.
popping. It's still popping.
Like I feel like
Just look at the K-pop dudes.
I mean, but like I feel like that's everyone does it just because they can do it, and
It's a trend.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
there because it's easy to pull off.
So this is what I had.
Oh,
before I cut
it.
yeah. Okay.
You look like one of the dudes from Under the Influence, right?
Wu Talk or
Under
Be it?
the Influence, the
Yeah,
podcast. Yeah.
yeah.
Or I don't know which.
I think it
one
is
of the-
Wutak. Has the long hair.
I don't know
Yeah,
the
yeah.
names, but yeah. Yeah, you look like one of
You
them.
look like the Viet, you know.
Now I do.
Okay.
Shout out Under the Influence
Yeah.
if you want to come.
Y'all went to Hawaii. I saw that.
But aside from the haircut and everything, I feel like a really good skill for all of us would have to be reading. It kind of goes back to like the languages, but being able to read really fast. But
Wow.
any other
Oh,
languages.
My bad. Well, read really fast.
Yeah. Because what?
Okay.
Knowledge. You have to read
Knowledge.
a lot. And
You see my Lambo up there?
Yeah.
Knowledge. That's how I got that.
but I do think that like reading is such a big thing, especially as you get older. Yeah. What do you guys think?
I listen to audiobooks sometimes too. So, but how about you?
The thing I just thought about was, when you read and then you just realize you didn't understand what you're reading. Imagine you're like 100 pages in. It's like, oh shit, I gotta,
Yeah.
I gotta go back. You gotta read the 100 pages again.
I feel like that happened a lot when we took chem together.
Yeah.
We would read and reread, and we stayed up until like 1.
We still didn't get what I was saying.
Oh yeah, I remember those days. You guys read. Oh my gosh.
Well, before we close off the episode tonight, Ben, do you have any last regards, or any shout outs, any social medias, any
you want to plug in?
You want to plug into our audience to let them know what is up?
You know, my TikTok is Ben_Domingo I, and I do a lot of thirst traps.
You're right. Sometimes he does pop up on my For You page.
That's true.
I'm like, Ben? Oh, no. Scroll.
You should change your username, Rizlord.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for listening. And follow us on TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook. We will put a link tree so you all can have access to all of the links to those other social medias.
And make sure to comment and like our videos, and let us know if you want to see other guests, and throw suggestions to us about any topic.
Yeah, and we hope you all have a good night.